Hey guys, Hitman89 here, I hope you're doing great. Last time we had the best split screen games and today I'm gonna show you the best strategy games of 2023. I picked a variety of RTS, tactical and 4X games, so hopefully you'll find some good ones that'll keep you busy for a while. Sorry if I sound a little too nasally, I'm actually sick, so let's keep this one short and without further ado, let me show you the first game. Not gonna lie, first time I played Spellforce Conquest of EO, I had no idea what to do, how to recruit more units or even hire workers. So I played for like 30 minutes with the starting unit till I got my ass kicked. Then I watched a few YouTube videos and at least now I know what I'm doing. So one thing's for sure, this game does a terrible job of explaining its mechanics to new players. Other than that, it's not bad at all, so if you don't mind watching a couple of guides before playing a game, you should consider giving this one a shot. Let's move on to the second game. I played Dune Spice Wars back when it was still in early access and I dove back into it now that it fully released on PC and Xbox as well. And if you've read the books, seen the movie or played the original Dune game, which you probably haven't unless you're an old fuck like me, but if you did, then you would know that in this world, spice is even more important than money. Dune Spice Wars gets addictive real quick. Last time I played it, I got a little too focused on invading and capturing a town that I spent way too many resources and units on it just cause I wouldn't take no for an answer, and I ended up going bankrupt while the enemy controlled pretty much every other location. Oh, and keep in mind, moving too many troops at once triggers the sandworm, which will eat their asses in one bite. Trust me, I found out the hard way. Moving on to the next game, Age of Empires 4 isn't the best one in the series, but it's one of the very few old school RTS games and it came out on Xbox this year, which is great if your PC couldn't handle it. Personally, I prefer to just play skirmish mode over and over again, but campaign mode is great if you want to have some fun and learn a little bit more about history at the same time. Another thing you'll learn just by playing the game is that the pathfinding and AI here suck dick. I feel like physics and AI haven't evolved one bit these last 10 years. Anyway, the fourth game on my list is Aliens Dark Descent. It's got a decent story, and if you like the real time with pause style, you'll love this game. Finishing missions without having your soldiers get abducted or killed is the goal, but managing their stress levels and making sure they don't freak out and become unreliable in combat is equally as important. Speaking of stress, even though this is a strategy game, seeing those dots on the radar quickly getting closer stresses me out. Those dots are aliens, by the way. Yeah, don't forget to leave a like for more useless information like this one. Shadow Gambit: The Cursed Crew offers a mix of strategy and stealth in a fantasy pirate world. It plays like Desperados 3 but with supernatural powers since you play as cursed undead pirates. And it actually makes sense when you realize it's the same studio behind both games. So Shadow Gambit lets you choose between multiple approaches, which makes levels feel less repetitive, and in my opinion it's an extremely underrated game that deserves more attention. Moving on to Age of Wonders 4, this fantasy 4X game has decent graphics and a colorful art style. Gameplay wise, it's easy on newcomers while still being deep enough, and most importantly, it lets you fully customize your faction. And that's what's really interesting about this game, cause here, your character can ascend and come back in later games as a hero. At number 7 we have Humankind, a Civ-like game where you start with a bunch of hairy hunter-gatherers and you have to collect enough food to feed your tribe and grow. What makes this one special is that you're not stuck with the same culture you started up with, because every time you reach a new era, you can switch the culture type of your civilization, and that's dope. Now keep in mind every game lasts about 10 hours and Humankind is highly replayable. As you can see, it's got turn-based combat, and for some reason, no matter how well I do at first, by the end of the game, all my towns are either rioting or starving. Anyway, I'm really glad it finally landed on PlayStation and Xbox so more people can play it. Last but not least, I decided to include Terminator Dark Fate Defiance just to future-proof this video since the game comes out next week. You play as humans and you have to lead the resistance against ChatGPT's friends. In all seriousness though, the demolition physics are great, the campaign is interesting, and hopefully the optimization issues will be solved when the full game ships. And that's gonna be it for the best strategy games of 2023. Let me know if I missed any, and if you want more options and don't care if they're slightly older, check out the video I made earlier this year. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and maybe help me out by beating the shit out of the thumbs up button. It's been Hitman89, see you guys very soon.
For the pay stub or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh. Fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Famous for the way up. Play the game, bruh.